Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
In the 90s, we were just teeny tykes. We liked our movies and our bikes. We wanted to be DJs, but we were just teeny gals. So we went off to college and we remained as pals. 20 years later, we're still watching flicks and we're bringing you the fever bit by bit. Sweetie and Sweetie are here to say it's the Large Marge Santa's podcast. Hey, hey.
That's not Spindler. Where the hell is Spindler? I thought you said he'd be
No,
here.
you said Spindler. This is Dorsey. Mr. Douglas Dorsey.
Dorsey? Never heard of him.
Douglas is beautiful skater.
Oh, you're that hockey player.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
His tryout. His tryout.
What is this? Final stages of Ukrainian alcohol psychosis?
Hey, wait a second. Who's checking out who here?
Listen, I don't know how many slop shots you've taken to the brain, but this was your audition. And let me assure you, it's over.
Hey, Snow White, relax. I'm no figure skater. I'm a hockey player.
Then what are you doing here?
Hey guys, welcome to the Large Marge Sent Us podcast, your favorite podcast where two sweetie sisters talk about their favorite flicks from childhood. I'm Sweetie.
And I'm Sweetie.
And tonight we're doing a little preparation. Just kidding. We're doing a little preparation for seeing I, Tonya tomorrow, which we are very excited about. Yes. And because the Winter Olympics are coming up,
Yeah, man.
we decided it was the perfect time to watch
The Cutting Edge topic. Guys, people are so excited about this movie, and it makes me so excited because, you know, like sometimes you're like, oh man, like, oh, that movie, but that, like, does anyone else like this movie? It's like cheesy and this and that. People are going bananas for this film, and I've never been happier.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the feedback we've got once we kind of hinted that we might do this movie, because we've like thought about it in our yeah, I remember because I did that post, my New Year's post had like movies we were going to cover this year.
Oh, I thought
and that was on there.
I thought you were talking about today when I like straight up said we were doing the cutting edge.
No.
I don't think that was a hint, Sweetie.
No. But like all last year, I kept thinking about it too. Probably because like I was already going bananas for the Olympics, as I usually do. Super pumped. We're big Olympics fans in this house. Woo!
USA.
And also big figure skating fans. I mean, we've been huge figure skating fans basically.
Michelle Kwan.
I mean, let's be real. It's like not the golden age of figure skating anymore. I mean, maybe it's for some people. So I'm sure if you're in the know and you like know all the peeps, that's great. But like there was a time when figure skating was fucking huge. It was like football. I mean, everybody fucking knew. Everybody.
Are we sure? It wasn't just like us?
No. Well, okay. So obviously very big from the Tonya, Nancy like time. But we were even pre that because my favorite figure skater ever was Christy Yamaguchi. I fucking loved her.
Yep.
Oh my God. She was so great. She was in the 1992 Albertville Olympic gold medal champion. Yes.
She was?
Yes.
Was
That
Nancy
hers.
too?
Nancy
Or
got
was that when
third
she got
for
her?
that.
Oh, okay.
She got third.
Gotcha.
Then the Lillehammer one was the next year, and that was the Nancy one when she got totally robbed by Oksana Bayul. Oh, okay, we'll talk about these stories at the end because they're very important to like our ways we think about figure
I can
skating.
bring that up. I buried it so deep, and now it's coming
It was so
back.
painful, but we've loved figure skating basically our whole lives.
It's true.
And then this movie came out in '92, and we were like, damn. Too young to watch it, but we did see it like eventually. I forget like when they really like started playing this, but I love this movie, and I feel like it's a solid rom-com, 90s rom-com,
Sure. Yeah.
built around a great story about combining sports, two people with are very opposites. What else?
I think it's more of a sports rom-com.
Yeah,
Like Love and Basketball, maybe?
yeah. Right, Love and Basketball. I mean, it has like a sort of like Dirty Dancing kind of vibe to it, where it's like two people have to come together, and they each kind of don't get along at first, and they fall in love, but they don't really know. Well, I guess in Dirty Dancing they do know it. This one, it takes them forever to figure it out, but obviously, like a lot of common tropes in this.
So many tropes.
Yeah. So, anyways, from 1992, starring not a lot of famous people. I mean, B-list famous people, let's say. So the stars being Moira Kelly, who was in a couple movies in the 90s. She's in that one where like Joe Pesci like is a homeless man who comes and like lives with these college kids. Do you remember this movie?
No.
Patrick Dempsey?
No.
It's really sad. With Honors, it might be called. Yeah. It's weird. Look it up. It's a kind of a good movie. It's super, super sad.
Weird.
She's in that. She was in One Tree Hill.
Lucas's mom
in
One Tree Hill. And I'd say she looks the exact same as she did. Like,
she's
she always
aged well.
looked kind of old, though. But she
Yes.
looked old when she was in this. So maybe that's why. She was like playing a 40-year-old back then, and now she is 40.
Yeah.
Or she was 40 when she did One Tree Hill.
Totally.
Yeah.
Who else is in this?
D.B. Sweeney.
D.B. Sweeney as Doug Dorsey. I love that name. Such a douche name, but like I really like him. He's a great character in this. Terry O'Quinn as the stage dad / creepy creeperson raper. I think he's creepy in this.
Whoa, what? Too far. Because of the New Year's kiss?
He kisses her ears. He massages her shoulders. He's obsessed with his daughter.
She's a skater. He's gonna work the muscles. I don't know. That's dark. Okay. But yeah, Terry O'Quinn, John Locke in Lost, amazing human being. Love him. It's weird to see him with hair, however minimal it might be. Still freaks me out.
That is weird. He did look weird. He's like almost unrecognizable. You're like, wait, who's that?
Yeah. Totes. And Sesame Plexer.
Sesame Plexer, our one Large Marge alumni from Ventures in Babysitting. Who can forget Sesame Plexer with her big, like, creeped out dead eyes?
That's sleaze.
No one else except a lot of really decent skating doubles. A lot of good body doubles in this. You can barely tell. Or can you?
Well, it helps that they like blur the lens every time there's a long shot, or it's like too far away, so the person gets fuzzy because they're in the background.
Yeah, my favorite thing is when they're doing like move shots, but they have to like
God,
include the actor.
Awkward.
And it's just like the background moving, and they're just like
la 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 la.
staring.
It's so weird.
so weird.
It's really cheesy.
Yeah,
I think they could have done that way better, but whatever.
Yeah, I think they do a good job for it.
Yeah.
But yes, I think the only proper way to delve into this amazing movie about snobby guy from wrong side of the tracks falling in love, breaking the ice, melting her ice queen exterior is to do a sweetie synopsis. You know what that means? It's time for the sweetie synopsis. Yeah, sweeties. Topic.
Doug Dorsey and Kate Mosley once met a long time ago in the Calgary Olympics.
1988.
Was a 1988. Kate was a figure skater and Doug was a hockey player, and they were both on the track to gold, but it didn't go as planned
For neither of them.
Right.
None. No one got gold. No one won.
Because Doug got beat up by some, who are they playing? West Germany.
Good old West Germany. Doesn't exist anymore. Womp womp.
Yeah, R.I.P. West Germany. Yeah, they beat up Doug because they were so mad he scored a goal. So he lost his. He has a blind spot now, I guess. Sad. So his career's over.
He lost
no gold.
17. I forgot what they said. Not inches. That wouldn't make sense. He lost some of his peripheral vision. No biggie in the real world. But if you're an ice hockey player, forget
I don't
it.
know. Have you ever lost your peripheral vision? It's terrifying.
I lost it today. Case in point, wait, why was this? Because I had a hat on and a scarf covering my face because it was so cold, and I literally had no sight, so I had to turn my head every time I had to look.
And it's like if you've ever worn a mask, it's the same thing. I once put on a tennis ball head mask and ran around the yard. It was terrifying because I couldn't see where I was going.
Yeah. You don't realize
see anything.
You don't realize how much you use your peripheral vision until you don't have it anymore.
So I just don't buy that he could skate without peripheral vision. I don't know.
Well, it was only on one eye.
Still,
so it would mean he just would have to turn his head. But in terms of like a competitive angle, at least it's not like a competitive angle, I guess.
What do you mean?
For because people aren't like skating to the side of you in figure skating, like hockey.
Well, she might if he has to like catch her to the right, and then he can't see anything. Well, she's dead.
Clearly, he worked with it. Okay,
I mean, it's not the only problem in this movie, logic wise, not like quality wise,
faux show,
but like whatever.
Yeah, I got you.
It's not realistic,
right?
Anyways, so yeah, he's done. He's out. Kate is a bitch. Just no other way to say it. I'm sorry. I'm a feminist here, but she's a bitch.
She knows it.
She does not get along with her partner. She doesn't get along with her coach. She's like very mean and yelling. She's negative attitude all over the place. Is that what negging is?
No, negging is like when a guy tells you like something, oh, well, that shirt's really ugly, and it's supposed to make you like you more.
Why'd you say negging then?
I said it incorrectly.
I got confused.
I think I said neggy.
Is that what it is?
No, I said neggy. Try to be cute and use abbreviations, and it didn't work.
Okay. Sorry. Tangent. Yeah, so she falls or something, and they don't win. So nobody wins. 2 years later, the Olympics are coming up again. And Kate needs a new partner, so she's been trying everybody. She's gone down the list, folks. I guess she tried everyone because the only person they have to turn to now is that old Doug Dorsey. A hockey player. Really? There was nobody else? There were no real figure skaters she could go? There's so many figure skaters in the country. I know 5, and right now I could probably call up. Give me a second, I'll find them.
Colin Norja?
Yes, exactly.
Old coworker Colin Norja at the ice cream shop. Where are you? No, but the thing is that I think they were also trying a new angle. Because the thing with Kate is that it was like her problem all along. It wasn't like these guys weren't good. It was like they need to find someone who she wouldn't like completely like chew up and spit out, right? So I think they were trying a different angle with a hockey player who's maybe more manly, you know, maybe like wouldn't put up with shit because he had that like sports mentality and was like rough around the edges. And that's exactly what happens.
Okay. Seemed like kind of a goober to me, but whatever. Goober. He is.
I love him. He's going to be my new boyfriend, okay?
I know. Sweetie is obsessed.
I have a huge crush on Doug Dorsey.
She's officially in the Doug Dorsey fan club. Oh, she has a Doug Dorsey poster over her ceiling at night that she looks up at and stares at and says sweet things to. She was obsessed with him, you guys. I couldn't handle it. Anyways.
Beauty.
So she meets Doug Dorsey, and she's obviously mean to him right away. Is like, oh, do you speak English? Like, you, what does she call him?
You cretin.
Okay, something you need to know about Kate Mosley is that she is maybe a 50-year-old woman stuck in however old she's supposed to be person's body. I will say 23, 24.
She's supposed to be, yeah.
I don't
Under
know.
25, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's terrifying. She doesn't go anywhere without her pearls. Every day she comes to the door dressed like she's going to her job down at the bank.
Or equestrian
outfits. Or going riding. It's so awkward, and I feel very sorry for her.
You cretin.
And she says weird,
old-timey
insults,
comebacks.
like old insults. It's weird. Anyways.
This is preposterous.
Well, I never.
Praise be.
So they don't get along, obviously. Doug doesn't have the figure skating background, but he quickly adapts because he's a figure skater. And a hockey player. And as we all know, in the popular but not successful reality show Skating with the Stars, Joey Gladstone, aka Dave Coulier, was so great.
Was he good?
Because he had that skating knowledge. It took a little bit getting used to the new skates, but once he figured it out, he was on his way.
Why wasn't he cast in this film?
Exactly. So
basically, it's his life. Who was his partner on that?
Don't recall.
Not a super famous skater.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like Nancy Kerrigan was one of the people.
Again, just like with Dancing in the Stars, I feel like that's such a disadvantage for the guy to be the amateur because, like, how do you do the lifts?
I know. It's hard. So anyways, they get used to each other, but they're still like throwing insults left and right. But little by little, they start warming up. They get each other Christmas gifts. They do a nice icebreaker. They play a little hockey. She shot a puck into his face. Needs a couple stitches. No big deal.
But they're slowly falling in love.
And they're
that way.
Getting better and better and better. So nationals approach.
Oh, wait. However, there's a wrench in those plans.
What?
Because Kate has a boyfriend.
Oh.
Kate has the whitest Ken doll boyfriend you've ever seen. His name is Hale. Is that a name? I didn't realize it was.
I know. I was like, Hal?
No.
Hale?
This is Hale. Hale is a drip. Hale, he works in Boston.
Wait,
is like never
who said
there.
That? Who said
did.
drip?
I did.
Oh.
I forget how awesome that phrase is. No one ever uses it anymore, but it's great.
It's in like the number one insult in Are You There? It's me. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. That's the number one insult they use. So it's just like,
I know.
might be
I'm
60s, 70s.
I'm an old soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a drip and he's a loser. And I just feel like they've been together for a long time, and it's like kind of long distance relationship. So maybe they never spend like that much time together.
And it's just because they're both rich.
And they're both
kind
rich.
of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
So, as Doug and Kate are getting close, I feel like Hale gets a little bit nervous that another guy's moving in on his lady. So then proposes. And it's just one of those like bullshit things where like she accepts, but it's definitely like, I don't know.
Wait, did
But
we
then-
see that scene?
No.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
no, because he just announces
How do
it.
you know she
Well,
accepted?
remember I said that's like
Just making things
that's
up
like
again.
a
Just
weird
like you made up that there was an end segment with the middle box.
Quiet. Say about that later. I swear to God that happened. Maybe it was in the theatrical release. But yeah, okay. So that's like Hale is part of the picture, a small part.
Yes.
And so they go to nationals.
Right. So they go to nationals. They do a great job, but they get low scores because apparently in figure skating, it's not always about what happens on the ice, which is what some like crazy lady says at the rink. And we're like, Sweetie and I were like,
but
what?
you know that. Because sometimes
No,
that they
that
really
is
have
bullshit.
favorites, and then
No, then you shouldn't be a judge.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's why anything like gymnastics or figure skating, when you're not talking about like actual points, where it's being like judged, where it's subjective, it's like really easy to throw the scores, and that's why the new figure skating makes it like impossible to do that, because what happens is like you get tiny little points for every move you do. So to be able to throw it, you'd have to do this like crazy mathematical knowledge to be able to like figure out how to like boost somebody up.
That's bullshit. Yeah.
So they did it for that reason, because they were giving sixes
They
to
did
these
it
like
because of,
favorites.
because of the cutting edge.
Yes, the cutting edge turned everything around.
Everybody saw it and they were like, "Oh my God, PSA! We need to fix this." Hello? Oh,
Cat in the pizza
sorry.
box.
Cat pizza box situation. So yeah, they do well, but luck would have it, the couple that was in second place had a little mishap. The lady got stuck in the lederhosen and she falls.
They did a German number, a jaunty little German short program.
Yeah, it didn't go so well for them. They are never going to Oktoberfest.
It appears that she got stuck in his lederhosen.
That was the best part. I loved that. So they get second. So that means they're going to the Olympics, folks.
5 weeks to the Olympics.
Woo, 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 woo.
And then to celebrate, they decided to do a little partying. And at this point, actually, Hale and Kate have broken up, because Hale realizes that Kate is falling for Doug Dorsey. And he realizes that them being like angry at each other all the time and yelling at each other and teasing each other is foreplay.
It's a spark. Wait, what is that in? Is that another movie where somebody's like fighting all the time and then they realize that they're in love?
Life.
Because it's a spark? What? With who?
So that's some couples. That's just their dynamic. So Kate's like they decide to celebrate. So they go to a bar. Kate does not drink, so she's never had a drink in her life. Takes her to a bar, and she wants to drink everything that he's drinking. And he's like, a normal person, and has had drinks and decides to take tequila shots. I don't know why your first drink of your entire life would be 8 tequila shots, but bad call.
What? Ease into
As
it.
Sweetie said,
Start with a wine cooler.
Start with a wine cooler.
Ease into it. Move on up to a light beer.
Yep.
Next, a real beer.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a glass of wine.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
anything.
Take it easy.
Start small. Start small. So, she gets wasted and throws herself at Doug Dorsey. Doug Dorsey, such a fucking gentleman. Talk about knowing about consent. She throws himself at herself at him, and he's like, no, you're drunk. And then she gets pissed because she kind of knows that he likes her and was finally able to like get relaxed because she was so drunk and actually like act on it. And he rejected her, but not really because she was drunk. But she's drunk, so she doesn't know that. So she gets pissed. He leaves her and he's like, you suck, like I'm leaving, because she yells at him and says all these mean things, right? So then he goes and stews in his room, and then the fucking ugly competitor, the girl who won first place with Kate's ex-teammate or ex-partner, Bobby, no, what is his name?
I don't know.
Rob?
Francis? I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Brian. They had like a little flirtation, and she comes to his door in like the middle of the night, and she's like, I love your sit spin. I like, can you give me some pointers? So he lets her in the room, and they fucking fool around. Okay, that was the one thing that I am not cool with Doug Dorsey doing, okay? First of all, she's busted. Second of all, it's way too late. Too late in the night.
Needs to get his kicks while he's young enough to get them.
So, unfortunately, Kate comes out of the room the next morning, feeling like shit, goes to apologize to Doug, and sees the busted other lady coming out.
Yep.
She's real pissed now. Because she thought, she finally broke up with her fiance, had something going on. No.
Nope. Yeah, so they get in a big fight.
Yeah. Well, now they have to get ready for
the Olympics. So they're doing their short program at the Olympics. They're very mad at each other. Kate wants...
You missed the Pachenko training thing. Is that not important?
I mean, okay, so there's this move, right, where they're like, the only way we'll win gold is if we do this crazy-ass move that I invented, says the coach, Pam Chango. When you guys were talking about that on Twitter today, when you were talking with Ryan about this on Twitter, I thought you were like making a reference to the Pachanga in Dirty Dancing, and I was like, guys, what are you talking about? It's the Pachanga.
I know.
Little did I know it was Pam Chango.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the coach, and he invents this crazy move where you like you do like the death spiral.
Yeah. So for the whole movie, you see him like making like weird Leonardo da Vinci like sketches in his notebook.
I didn't know what that was.
Like, ooh, like sketch me this little move and sketch this and that. And he comes with this like crazy move, which is, you figured out it was based on like the spinny part is based on a real figure skating move.
They both are. But but you can't do them together because it's physically impossible. But so you like spin the woman around, scary, her head comes so close to touching the
you hold her feet.
I burped in the mic. And then he like throws her up and is supposed to catch her and then put her above his head.
No, he catches her almost in like a swan dive, like a ballet swan dive, doesn't he?
Whatever it is, impossible. Yeah. It's so hard. They have a hard time doing it. They're not sure if they're going to be able to do it or not. But they know it's the only way to win gold. So they take it out of the program because Kate's so mad at him.
No, they don't. They're going to do it. They're going to do it when they get there.
Yeah. And then he sleeps with that slutty slut. And then...
No,
that's different?
No.
Okay.
No.
Anyways. So. They're at the Olympics.
They're at the Olympics, and they have that first fight.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. The button?
Yes.
Yeah. So Doug doesn't want to button like his top button, and Kate's like, button that button, motherfucker. And he's like, no, I don't want it. And then they do a short program, and they don't have any chemistry. No chemistry at all. And the judges know it. Their scores are low.
It's like strangers skating out there.
Yeah. They're like, that was technically great, but no feeling. Mm-hmm. So low
then
scores.
They interview them after, and they're like, how'd it go out there? This and that, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, oh, we heard you have a new move, blah, blah, blah. And Doug's like, yeah, we're so excited about it. We're practicing for weeks, whatever. And Kate's like, we're not doing the move. And gets all like super ghosty and weird and then like leaves.
She
so
sucks.
Then Kate has a breakdown.
Yeah. And she basically blames their poor score on the fact that Doug didn't button his top button. And he's like, button? He's like, this is ridiculous. Like, I watched the tapes. Like, it was Kate's fault that they lost the Olympics last time. Like, it wasn't Brian's fault. And her dad's like, what? Son, that is enough of that, son. That'll be enough of that. I'm rich. You can't tell me that in my French chateau. And Kate's like, no, he's right. He's right.
It's all her.
It was all her.
Yep.
So
she knows she's a bitch, and she's the one who drags everyone down because she has a piss poor attitude.
So poor. So she decides, she like packs her bags.
Giving up skating, bitches.
She's like, I'm gonna retire. This will be my last skate. And Doug's like, what? No, you can't. And she's like, yeah, I got to. Bye. And then they're at the rink. They're about to go on, and Doug's like, I love you. She's like, what? And she just like is crying, and she's like, we're doing the move.
We're doing the pachango. Shit. See, you confuse me. We're doing the Pamchenko.
So he's like, no, we're not. Yes, we are. No, we're not. And they like battle about it the whole time.
And
then he's like, why? And she's like, because I feel like kicking ass tonight. And I love you. Oh, no, she doesn't say that till the end. So they do their routine and it's great. They do the Pamchenko flawlessly. They end. And then Kate's like, I love you. And then they kiss.
He goes, why? You didn't have to do that for me. Like, we didn't have to win. And she's like, no, I wanted to do it because I love you.
Yep. And then they kiss. And then that's it. We don't even fucking see if they fucking win.
But... okay, am I the only one or did I make this fucking up? Someone tell me, write to us as soon as you listen to this podcast because I need to know. Because either I have been hallucinating this my literally entire life or it really happened. So, because I love sports movies that kind of either leave it open-ended or like they win and then like boom, there's like nothing after that. There's like a perfect way to end a sports movie, right?
Karate Kid.
Yes, so I always say the Karate Kid, right? My favorite ending with that is that they win, like he wins, and he basically is just like punches in the air, and you see like Mr. Miyagi just like looking at him real sweet.
But there's no question that he didn't win.
Right. No. But I feel like there's some other movie where it's like that too, because they end it like that because it's not important if they won or lost, right? Because they won each other. That is the point of it. But you do really want to know. So anyway, so I swear to God, in the credits I have seen previously, so the stage dad has like a I call it that because like stage moms,
trophy room.
Yeah,
I know where you're going.
Okay. So he has like a trophy room where there's pictures of Kate everywhere and all her medals and trophies and like whatever from figure skating. And there's a box in the very center that's just like waiting for a fucking gold medal, empty, cobwebs are coming all on it. Where's my fucking gold medal, Kate? And like it's a little twisted because you're like, wait, dude, is this gold medal for you or is it for her? Like it's just a little too much. Anyway, so I swear to God, at the end, like it showed the gold medal in that box, so you knew that they actually did win.
But
it was at the end, and it was and I feel like it was in the credits, so it was like only like an Easter egg. So I feel like you sat and waited for the credits instead of leaving. Then like you would see that they did win.
But I'm sorry. That is like, this is a big deal. Like, I don't care if it wasn't the point that they didn't win. Like,
but,
they need to tell us.
They did because they did the Pamchenko.
I'm gonna be up all night.
They did a move that no one has ever done before. Clearly they won. They got all 6.
Yeah, but those judges are bullshit. They probably gave them shitty scores anyways.
Well, like what happened with every Olympics we've ever seen, the Russians get like blow everyone out of the water because of that.
I'm done. Sick of it.
That used to be the score thing. So now hopefully when we watch now, we like won't get those feelings.
Anyways.
But, yeah. Anyway.
Oh, wait. Question.
Yeah.
Do you think if Kate won a silver medal, he still would have put it in the box?
Right. I don't know. Maybe she had won medals before. I think it was just for the gold medal. It's
High
just,
expectations.
I mean, totally. Like that is a recipe for not success. First of all, to like have a special box with this medal you might eventually win. Like pressure. Dude, why don't you go and skate?
Crazy.
That guy was a nut job. I'm sorry.
Anyways, long story short, there was no ending credit sequence showing said scene. I don't believe it, and we tried Googling. Do they win at the end of the cutting edge? Spoiler, no one fucking knows.
If I made that up, I'm going to be so proud of myself, first of all. Like
I imagine you like dreaming as a child, like fantasizing about what the end sequence would look like.
I can see it. Like I can see it. I don't know. It's weird. Huh. Anyways, so I've seen this movie quite a few times. Sweetie, you only saw it once.
Maybe not even. I feel like I came into the room when you were watching it.
Okay.
And I was like, what this? And you were like, the cutting edge. And I was like, And then it was the part where he gets super nervous before nationals and pukes behind the curtains. And I have kind of it's not kind of, I do have a vomit phobia. And I was like, not for me. And then I left. So I think that was the extent of the movie that I saw.
Overall impressions,
soup's cheesy. I'm just not a fan of how they chose to show the real figure skaters versus the actors. I just think there's a much more seamless way to do that, and I don't think they pulled it off very well. For more information, see Black Swan or Flashdance. I think.
Wait, you think it was well done in Black Swan?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't think it was okay.
What? They digitally put her head on that woman's body.
Not all the time.
Usually.
Or
even center stage, like that also, where they do like the really long shots of the dancers. Like,
that's what that reminded me of. It was that one, like I feel like the Zoe Saldana character in center stage, they do that really well. I don't know, but it's the other actress, the snotty
one
one
we hate,
whose was
Maureen.
it's because she was like so wooden, and you could tell she
just
was never a
If you
dancer.
have bad arms, you just like can't prove it to
Well,
anyone.
the great thing with Black Swan is that, I mean, I'm super sensitive to that movie because like dancing is my wheelhouse. I know like all about that. So I could tell so much like who wasn't a dancer and who was. But they do a great job in the sense that Natalie Portman like actually studied ballet for like a long time to do
and they
that,
said,
which was great.
Did you read the trivia and that neither of them knew how to skate
What?
before this
No.
movie, so they had to go to like a boot camp.
Oh my
somewhere and learn.
god! So that's good. That I was surprised because they did do their like at least the close up and skating around and holding each other's hands and skating was them.
But they may not like. I'd like to see what the long shot of that actually is. It could be them like on a truck or something. Because it just looked so awkward that I
think
just
some of that
didn't
is.
buy it. I was like,
Well,
what?
Well, the parts where they're just like it's just like their head and it's almost like in like old movies. It reminded me of like in old movies when people are like in a car driving,
or
it's just
yes,
like that
and
set.
it did this thing where like it just showed the skates and it would like this like color would flash over it. It looked like a '90s music video, and I was just like,
I know, and I hated that they did like just like the clips of the routines. Not that I wanted them to show like a whole routine,
you didn't get
but
to see
that
the
was
whole
like
thing.
so cheesy.
Should at least show it one time.
Yeah.
So that I didn't love, but the romance side of it, yes, very sweet. I did like the relationship and how it progressed.
Good chemistry, right? I think they had
it
really
is
good chemistry.
I kind of have a weird problem with just like total bitch girl characters because I feel like it's such a stereotype, like the bitchy woman.
But there was something about her that you like really did feel for, though. I don't know. I didn't like totally write her off as a bitch. Maybe because I've seen it before and I know she kind of like turns the corner. But you could tell
needed to
because
get
you learn
drunk.
sort of like what her why is that she's like that, because she's been completely sheltered, because she's had nothing else but skating and this pressure from her dad and this family. She like lost her mom when she was young. I mean, there's like all these factors, right? And she just is not like a normal person.
Do they ever talk about what happened with her mom, or we just know that she's dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't say anything.
So that not so great, but overall like sweet movie. Although you said when we were finished watching it that it reminded you of what? A Lifetime movie.
Yeah, it did. It did. Just, and I don't know if that's like that 90s patina that is like on movies, that just like the way they used to shoot them, and like the fonts, even on like any writing that's on the screen, the fonts almost look like 90s and dated, which always remind me of like Lifetime movies.
I agree.
But-
and I still think that they could have made the last number more nail biting. Like it just there wasn't a lot of suspense. Maybe because I made you tell me what happened, but like I don't know. I just feel like in sports movies, there's always that moment where you're pretty sure they're not going to win, and they play the music, and it's like, and then like the big move. But this one, they just like flawlessly went into the Pamchenko, and you were like, oh, they're doing it. I guess they're okay because she ain't dead.
Well, again, like I feel like it's mostly because it's not about the skating. Really, it was really about their relationship. And at that point, once like they say that they love each other, or that like love, that like wall gets broken, nothing else matters at that point. So it's like doesn't really matter like how they skated or this or that. And also they're going to skate well because like that was the thing that was keeping them from skating well. This like break of emotion and like being close to one another, and like you can tell, remember like when they do that, what they do in that final number is like once they like declare their love for each other, like there's like all these different handholds, and they have these like pictures of him like holding her really close and then being like really like emotional on the ice, and you can see everyone being like ooh ah, and they just like show people's faces like ah ooh, and the dad's like ah. So like that's what it's supposed to show. I don't know. I think they're adorable. I think this movie still stands up. I completely enjoyed it immensely. Made me so excited for the Olympics coming up, to the point I was live streaming the National Figure Skating Championships because I can't get enough skating.
She was like hiding it like by her side and like kept peeking at it, and being like, oh, they're so good. And I was like, what the fuck are you watching? And she's like, I was like, are you live streaming the nationals right now?
God. It just took me back to how much like I love skating.
Yes, it is very fun, and we love watching figure skating, but it is so fucking nerve-wracking. And I think that's what I missed out of this movie. I just didn't feel the nerves there, and that's why I think they would have done them a good service if they showed the full routine.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Just
I mean, I said in the beginning of this, like, I don't know how you can be a professional figure skater because like you fall fucking all of the time. Even if you're the best skater in the world, even if you're Michelle fucking Kwan, you are falling on the regs. Like I don't want to be so good at something and still be falling on my ass every fucking day. That's crazy to me. So I really give you props for figure skaters for like going back out there and doing your thing.
It's so hard.
Because it's just so hard.
Yeah,
and even Doug Dorsey says to his brother, because brother gives him shit for being a figure skater once he tells him that he's not a hockey player anymore. He's a figure skater. And Doug Dorsey's like, this is way harder than hockey. And it is because you're combining like insane athleticism with this like artistry part of it, which is like what those artists kind of like gymnastics, this, ballet, like all those ones, and that people don't get. And that looks like so effortless. And oh my God, they don't even sweat. It is so hard. You don't even know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I can't. I mean, I have a hard time watching the Olympics.
Oh God.
Gymnastics too, but mostly figure skating because it's just such like, you just don't know. They could do that routine 100 times and then fall on the final thing.
Yeah.
And it's so upsetting. And then
you work so hard for that. Also, one fall, you're done.
I feel like, but whenever you want someone to fall, they never fucking do. Because I'm always like, come on, Russia, fall.
Oh, yeah.
No,
remember
the
that
Russians
Irina
never fall.
Slutskaya?
I hate
Oh my God, we used to
Slutskaya.
hate Slutskaya.
And Oksana fucking Bayul. Oh my God. I legit cried. Both of us cried, I think, when we were little. We were listening on the fucking radio like the olden days to this happening.
Yep, because it was in, what did I say, Lillehammer, France. So they were 6 hours ahead.
Wait, wasn't Albertville, is that in France? Or is that Canada?
Oh, sorry. Lillehammer,
Norway.
Yeah,
okay. Yep.
Yeah, sorry, it was in Norway, but still 6 hours ahead.
Right. But
So-
not, I was like, France got it twice in a row.
So I remember like we wanted to find out what the results were. So this was the 94. So I was 11 and you were
7.
Yeah, 7. Oh, we were like prime. Nancy Kerrigan was our fucking hero, okay?
God.
Nancy Kerrigan is from Stoneham, Massachusetts.
She trained at the ice rink
on
the
Cape Cod, Tony Kent Arena.
What?
Oh my God. Her and Paul Wiley were like our heroes. We fucking love them. So like huge pride. So, you know, after that whole thing with Tonya, Nancy makes it to the Olympics despite like small injury with that knee, right? She fucking makes it. She's such a beautiful skater. So polished, perfection. She's like Jackie Onassis on the ice, right?
So beautiful.
Yeah. So I forget though, going into the long program, like what was up? Was she like leading? She was in 1, 2, 3 for sure,
Yeah,
or 1
they're
or 2.
definitely in the top, but
Yeah.
and then Oksana
I
just.
think she might have been leading because that's why it was so devastating.
All I
or
remember
something.
is Oksana Bayul was wearing like an ugly as fuck pink, like costume and whatever. It was like furry, maybe.
No, well, so she did. Well, it was like one of my favorite pieces though because her short program was the Black Swan from Swan Lake, but then the long program was the White Swan.
And she
I
wore a
thought.
pink
Yeah,
costume.
I
with
thought with
fur.
like pink little.
I hated it. Hated that costume so
Yeah.
much.
So anyway, so at that point, so it was like whatever that was on. So we were probably listening in the afternoon because it was like 9 p.m. Lillehammer time. Mm-hmm. So we were listening at like 3 p.m. huddled around the radio with like the live broadcast, like it's 1935. We're like, and you know they're like, oh my God, Nancy! And Nancy hit all her fucking moves.
Yep.
She did so good. And
She
we're
did
like,
so
she
well.
won.
Yep.
She won. But Oksana did some other extra jump or something, right? That like put her ahead.
Yep.
And Oksana won. We were devastated.
So upset. I mean, I'm still not over it, clearly. Damn it. That was upsetting. I mean, so like that happens.
And okay, repeat. Remember when Michelle Kwan got in and
yes.
Tara Lipinski won?
Yes.
Still American, so it was like hard to be like that upset, but we were fucking upset.
But Tara Lipinski was this like 14-year-old little bitch, and I hated her, and I thought she was just like
she was basically like Oksana
dopey
Bayul
looking.
She looked like Oksana.
And it should have been Michelle. I mean, like, yes, I did kind of like Tara Lipinski's costume a little bit better. It was
Remember
very
it was the
beautiful. It was a
Anastasia
dark
one?
blue with like diamonds on
yeah.
it. Loved that. But I mean, Michelle's my girl, and I was so
and
upset.
she had tried, like, she just had tried so hard for
Right.
years. It was the same
She
with Nancy
deserved it.
Kerrigan.
She was on
She
the front
deserved
of a Campbell soup can, and she only got silver.
Oh my God, I love Michelle Kwan. My grandmother always to be like, because I was a ballet dancer, she'd always be like, you remind me of Michelle Kwan.
I'm not Asian, Grandma.
No, but
Jesus.
just with my grace.
Oh,
My grace and my beauty.
That's lovely.
Yeah, man.
Figure skating. Good times.
So good. And then we really like dropped off after that. We didn't really watch this much because what was after that? Sasha Cohen.
We always watch for the Olympics, I feel like.
But like what? So Sasha Cohen, wasn't there like Sarah something that won? I kind of forget that one.
Yep. Sarah Hughes.
Sarah Hughes.
We got super into the pairs figures. Remember that pair, that American pair won the Olympics. We were very excited about them. They're very sweet. I mean, we always watch the Olympics, so I don't know. And then Tracy Gold was like a more recent one.
Did she win?
No. Yeah. And no, that fucking Russian bitch won as usual. That little like 14-year-old girl. No, this is the one. Remember we were watching and the announcer was like, she's wise beyond her years. Like,
It's like a toddler. Oh my God. It's so funny with figure skating that it's still basically like the Cold War on the ice, no pun intended. But it's like always down to those fucking Russians, man. They are good. You know why they're good? Because it's like a fucking slave camp over there. Those bitches are fucking trained.
That's
from
what you said about China and the gymnastics.
Exactly. It's the same thing because it's cold in fucking Russia and like literally they're 2 years old and they're like, here's some skates. You're going to skate 8 hours a day for the rest of your life until you're a good skater. It's not fair because our girls, yeah, they train a lot, but they also go to school and they go to dances and they do fun things. Not the same in those fucking crazy countries. I'm telling you.
Okay.
How can you
lodge
compete?
A formal complaint.
How can you compete?
Yeah, I know.
But I will say the Russians are very good at, a couple things, and usually they involve figure skating or ballet. That's just like their
gymnastics.
Or gymnastics.
Yeah.
That's their wheelhouse, and I get it. But we're coming for you.
Yep. Come
Whoever
and
our
get you.
champions
Come
are
and
this
get you.
year. I looked at the girl who's in the lead this year. She's very good.
She
Looks
looks
excellent.
Russian.
And she skates like a Russian, so I think that'll be
What
on
does
her
that mean?
side.
No feeling?
She's
All
tall.
technical?
She's very tall and thin and very, very graceful.
Interesting.
Yeah, not like athletic and jumpy and pumpy. Like she's a very beautiful skater. So
Yeah, I mean, figure skating in the heyday, you guys. I just can't even. What was that? What was that black female figure skater that did like the backflips?
Saria Bonali.
Oh my God, love her.
Oh my God, do you remember? Oh my God, we were so into this. Okay, I'm gonna just say some different figure skater names, and you're gonna freak out. Ready? Elvis Stoico
With the jeans.
Yes, Canadian.
He would only figure skate in these like tight.
Oh
ass
my God,
jeans.
he was ugly as fuck. He was so busted, but he was like really athletic and good. Canadian. Okay, Paul Wiley already mentioned. Philippe Candeloro. Do you remember him?
No.
French, long hair. Also, like, kind of did like crazy things. He was never like a gold medalist, but he just did like crazy things.
Okay. Who was the guy with like the long blonde hair?
Oh my God.
Who did the black flips also? Oh no, did the
Ethan
quadruple?
Sababchek?
Maybe.
Something.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I just remember being like, ew.
Slutskaya.
Yeah.
Good one. Who else? Saria Bonali, got him. Brian Boitano. Duh. What would
Scott
Brian
Hamilton.
Boitano do? Yeah. Oh, the oldies. Katarina Witt.
Oh my God,
That's
yep.
oldie. That's real oldie. What is like the really famous pair? Torval and Dean. Remember them? With the Bolero song that you loved?
I loved that. Yep. I did. Yep. God. So many good ones.
Oh my God. Yeah. Chris Yamaguchi. Who are the old, like other like oldies? Not like Peggy Fleming.
Okay, I was like,
Hamill.
Peggy Fleming, Dorothy
No.
Hamill. I don't know. That's all I got.
That was just like the heyday of all ours. Oh my God. Oh, wait. Todd Eldridge. Other Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wasn't there another
one?
one?
Oh my God. He was so good. I had a crush on him. He wasn't that cute, but I just like loved him. I had a feeling he was a straight skater. So I knew he'd be into me.
Sense. Yeah.
Also
Totes.
from Massachusetts or trained at that
But
rink, I think.
Sasha, what's her name? Sasha? No.
Sasha Cohen?
No. The one that does the backflips.
Oh, Saria Bonali.
Saria Bonali would always. So if you did
Oh
a
my gosh,
backflip,
she's
you get
great.
like disqualified because it's not a legal move in figure skating. But she would do it anyways because she knew she wasn't going to win, and it was just always such a crowd pleaser, and everybody just loved it.
She was the best. I like was on like some Jezebel article about figure skating, and the whole thread like got like lit up about Saria Bonali, and everyone was like, "That bitch was fierce. She was so cool." Remember her like awesome outfits?
Yes.
She's this beautiful black French woman. Oh my God, her French was like, "Ooh, it's like so pretty."
God,
and
yeah.
like, oh my God, she was
Man,
the
let's look her
coolest
up.
bitch ever. I'm
Follow
gonna
her.
watch all the
See, is
old
she on
routines
Twitter?
after
Let's follow
this.
her.
I'm gonna go
Yeah, we're gonna do
nuts.
that. We're gonna do that. Stat.
Anyway, let's talk about the movie a little bit more. Oh my God, clearly figure skating is like our jam. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
So, Doug Dorsey, as I said. Let's talk a little bit about Doug Dorsey. Okay, so kind of a douchey name. True. I do have a total thing for hockey players, though. It's bad. Real bad.
Since when?
Well, okay, so I blame it on, I think, because I went to college and my school had one D1 sport that was hockey. So we were like all gaga over the hockey players. The way the hockey players work, though, is that basically they're always Canadian. Half of them were Canadian at my school. And they also like do this thing where they do like a post-grad, so they don't actually get to college until they're like 21. So they're all like a little bit older than us, too.
And they're always missing all their teeth.
No, like that wasn't really like a thing, but they were just like, they're really cool.
You know.
They're really cool, like nice guys. I always thought they were like really cool guys. I really like them. Like, I only hooked up with one of them.
Okay.
Who was the American. Ugh, he was gross too. I most regretful hookup like I've literally ever had. He was horrible.
Oh, God.
Crooked penis. I'm just gonna say it.
TMI, God. This is a family podcast. No, just kidding.
Is it?
No.
But anyway, so I've always had a huge crush on hockey players, and like I see hockey players, like we have the Bruins here, so like I'll see them like being interviewed, and I'll be like, My favorite is the guy who's the captain of the Penguins. Oh my God, Sidney Crosby,
Really weird.
adorable.
Yeah.
So I have a thing for hockey players. I'm just gonna say.
So that's why you felt such a kinship to
No,
Doug
but
Dorsey?
I think Doug is like a great character because he's very like positive, has like a really good attitude about stuff, is like a total wise guy, but you can tell he's like supposed to be sort of like, you know, from this like blue collar family in Minnesota, et cetera, et cetera. But he's like a really smart guy and he like knows what he's doing. And he's very talented in what he does.
He knows
right?
what he's doing, but I'm not convinced he knows how to properly put together a house and put nails into wood. Did you see him putting
But don't you
those
think that's
nails in,
supposed to be,
hammering
like-
those nails?
That's supposed to show like, okay, he should not be a carpenter.
I don't
Like,
know.
he-
Nobody else made a point of being like, I don't think you should be doing it that way. His face was like right next to the nail, and he was like, "Pow," with one hand, like swinging off the rafter, hammering the nail. What?
But he's basically, as Sweetie said, a magoober. And, you know, is just like you see him in the first thing and like he has hooked up with another girl in the Olympic Village and is literally about to miss the fucking Olympic game he's playing in. I'm like, is this allowed? Can you just like run into the stadium when in like the national anthem is playing and being like, oops, sorry, I was hooking up with some chick. Like, what? So clearly like his priorities are like whack-a-doodle.
Yeah.
But he pulls it together. He pulls it together, and like the figure skating really like gets him on the straight and narrow, and it's just like so cute because he like really gets into it. He starts like really liking Kate. He like buys her presents.
Just
He's,
one
like,
present.
He just like
It was
works-
Christmas.
He just works so hard, and he's just like so sweet.
I am very impressed how quickly he learned. Yes. We said it was maybe a little bit insulting to professional figure skaters, and that someone can just pick it up so quickly. What else?
Yeah. So you think that's like okay? Obviously, it like has to be unrealistic in the sense of like a movie plot.
Yeah, I just think you have to train for like years, maybe your whole life.
Yeah.
Not whatever what was the timeline of this? I don't even know.
So they trained for an entire year,
Okay. Well,
which is not
still.
realistic.
Right.
But at least they do a thing where it's like at least he like knew how to skate because like this. So apparently there's several sequels with this film, which we bought accidentally.
3. I accidentally purchased the Cutting Edge 2. Whoops.
Yeah, and
Refund.
not even sequels. Essentially remakes, even though they call them Cutting Edge
Straight
2.
and they were all straight to DVD or
Yeah.
TV movies.
But wait, the one that you downloaded by accident was the plot was 19-year-old figure skater has an injury or something, comes back, needs a new partner, and her partner is a skateboarder.
Yeah.
Does that translate?
Does not compute.
Yeah,
No, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, if it was a rollerblader, I don't know.
But also, even if you know how to skate and you can skate really well, you're like, I'm going to public skating every day, and you go and you're a great skater. That is so much different than flying in the air and doing a triple axel or a double axel
how
and
long
landing.
does it take you to master those fucking jumps? And you know how it takes longer to learn shit when you're older.
Yes.
So that, and then also the partnering aspect, like forget it. You're gonna do those fucking crazy moves with like a year of training when you've never lifted someone in your whole life? No. So clearly that's like insane. Right. And as Sweetie said, I find it like whenever there's these movies that are like, look at me, oh my God, it's like Total Prodigy, he's so good. It's like takes a year for him to do this. It's completely offensive to professional figure skaters that are amazing athletes and still have to practice 25 hours a day for like 25 years to make it to an Olympic level where you can compete like that.
Yeah.
So I just think that's bullshit. And while Doug Dorsey, you're amazing, I don't think you're a skating prodigy. I'm just going to say it.
He's too doughy or something. I don't know.
Hey, he works out.
Yeah. Well, you just say it was a body double for the workout scene, workout montage, not Doug Dorsey.
There was like, I will say, in the sense of, great 90s movies that feature amazing montages.
Yeah,
There's so many montages.
Training montage.
Yep.
Just like so many skating montage.
The toe pick scene is like super famous,
So
right?
many toe picks.
So that's like a running joke. The whole like, because Doug Dorsey, hockey player, doesn't have a toe pick. The little like jagged edge on the front of a skate, which to be honest, I didn't even know what that was fucking for, and I had to ask Sweetie today. Why do figure skates have those on them? Sweetie was like, so you can stop. How do you think they stop? And I'm like, oh. So figure skates, you stop on the front, but hockey skates, you like slide to the side.
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Yep.
Yep. So that's like a whole scene because they know what it's for and can't figure out how to stop, and so he falls all the time.
Yeah. But I mean, aside from that, there's also so many like rom-com or like whatever sports movie tropes in this. There's like the scene where they switch expertise, like she plays hockey and tries that. And I was trying to think of what is that other movie I was thinking of where that is like the identical scene. I don't know. Maybe
We'll have to
Save
do
the Last
research.
Dance. Doesn't she take him to ballet class and she's like, "Let's get you on my turf."
Maybe
Johnny Tsunami. I don't know. Like I
we'll
just
have to do some research. That's definitely one.
that's
I can
definitely a
see it
trope.
too.
There's that one where she's like at the top of the stairs and it's like it shoots her like like angel descending from heaven. Like
Well,
that's
it's like
in every
the
movie.
first time he sees her in like non-sports clothing.
Right.
He's
and
like,
realizes that
pretty.
she's pretty. Eye roll. And yeah, there's that. There's just name it any sports movie trope. Probably they did it in this. No big deal. Makes it good.
Yeah.
Makes you feel cozy.
Oh my god, the workout scene! I was like dying. So funny. They play well. First of all, the soundtrack in this, completely 90s. It's like horrible. It's basically, first of all, like a keyboard soundtrack. Like I could have made the soundtrack with like the demo button on my dad's keyboard. Like, the demo button on like keyboards. It's or just like.
Are you thinking of the Millie's Talk Show thing? Millie's Talk Show was a fictitious talk show that we put on, and Sweetie was Millie, and I was the guest.
God, where is that tape? That'd be a good one.
Probably destroyed forever.
But yeah, we had like the sickest keyboard. Like my dad like loved keyboards, and we like got him one for Christmas, but he never used it. We did.
Never played it.
No.
Yeah,
but it was like set up in our basement at the bottom of the stairs, like on the stand.
it was
Remember
so fun.
that?
I loved that.
Oh my god,
So much.
it was a great keyboard though. Anyway, so I had like all these like buttons that would just play like songs and like these weird like keyboard riffs. Anyway, that was basically the soundtrack to this film, thrown in like and also like weird actual current songs of the time, which like some of them I like remembered, which was interesting. So that was hilarious. So, like the workout scene, they're like going for runs together, and he like steals her hat, and she's like, "Ooh, give me my hat back! Give me my hat back!" And then they're like in the gym, like completely sweating and being like, like pumping the weights, and their faces are all like sweaty and in pain. Oh my god! And basically, the soundtrack is like, "Work it out." But work it out. But that's like the song.
Classic. Yeah, it's pretty good.
So funny.
Totally. Yeah, Soup's 90s. Also,
You know what else made it 90s? Well, I made a list. I just want to
Okay,
make,
good.
I just want
Yeah.
to make sure we get through
I
this
want to hear
first.
that.
Okay. Unplucked brows.
Ugh, I wanted to trim those puppies so fucking bad. I couldn't handle it. I was like, just let me at them. Just let me at them.
Completely au natural brows, which was kind of cool to see, but seems
Not if
insane.
you're a professional figure skater.
Yeah.
You should be very polished.
Or a wealthy person.
Or a wealthy person who wears pearls.
Yeah. Keyboard soundtrack, check. Turtlenecks. A lot of turtlenecks. And vests.
Vests.
A lot of vests.
A lot of like
vests.
southwesterny kind of patterns.
A lot of windbreakers.
Windbreakers.
That was also because they were in the Olympics, and like the official Olympic jacket is like that windbreaker, but there was definitely some
There
like
were,
side
like,
windbreakers.
off-duty windbreakers
totally,
for
totally.
sure.
And the oldest looking 30-year-olds you've ever seen.
She's not 30. I'm pretty. 30, 20.
All the
25.
young women looked 40
that's what
years
we were talking
old.
about, because people that older women like are still wearing their hair like they did in the 80s. That's what like dates them. I think that's the problem.
Poofy bangs,
Yeah,
like
it's
weird
so bad.
French twists, like
nasty.
buns all the time.
Nasty.
It was not good.
Question for you.
Sure.
If you could skate to any song, what would you pick?
Oh my god. So, do you mean? I mean, is your larger question sort of what they grappled with in the film, which was, do you go classical and more like what the judges want, or do you go crazy and modern?
What would be a cool song to skate to? What would make a good program?
Yeah. Well, in my world, when I used to watch this, I was always gravitate towards the classical music because it reminded me more of ballet. So I didn't really like those. However, exactly. And I do like when people do, I mean, this is the same with ballet too. When you put, more contemporary stuff and how cool that is. Again, and we will cover this movie, don't you worry. But again, in center stage, if you remember that part, the scene, the piece in the end that Jodie is in, that is so cool, where they do all the modern music. And the favorite part of that is when they do the fucking Michael Jackson song.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Jamiroquai. Sorry.
No, that's all over that soundtrack. But
dance,
so cool to combine something that's such a good song. I hate Jamiroquai, but that is a fucking great song. So.
I just had to point out that one of my favorite shows, The Good Place, was on hiatus for like a couple months, and they just came back, and one of the things was that in hell the only two songs they play is the Puddle of Mud song, She Fucking Hates Me, and Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Jamiroquai Virtual Insanity.
It just reminded me of like terrible bands or like Puddle of Mud.
I will this is my one Jamiroquai like side tangent that I will ever do. I had a teacher in high school, Mr. Potts was my 9th grade teacher, who literally listened to the song Virtual Insanity all day, every day in class for the entire fucking
like when he was
year.
Teaching?
Yes.
What? He would be like
low, but it was the beginning of that song that's like da-na-na, da-na-na.
fucking
Virtual insanity now always.
Everyone was like, oh my god, you guys, this music video is so cool.
Love we had for you.
He's walking on a treadmill with a big hat.
Of that new technology.
Oh yeah. Oh,
that
man.
guy in that fucking hat and that stupid video with the walls.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, it's bad. Anyways, Jamiroquai. What up?
That would be my hell song.
So yeah, I think for me, I want to do something cool. Maybe I would do like turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all the years have gone by.
Turn
and then
around.
can you imagine like the part where like really the like crescendo is like I really need you tonight.
Yeah.
Triple axel.
Well, it's interesting when they make those programs too. It's like they almost never use like a whole song completion. They have to like cut it, which always kind of ruins it, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I feel like a short program would be better because you could be like, okay, just like one chunk of a song.
I love
and you
when
can
they
do the
pick
whole
a
thing.
song that people like start a clap to.
Yeah.
And they're like, dun, dun, dun.
Well, that's why it was so disappointing that in this, the skating scenes that they showed in this, everyone had these like weird like Oktoberfest like jaunty accordion like short programs.
I've never been so disappointed in figure skating costumes in my life.
No, they were awful.
I was just very shocked.
I mean, maybe that was like early 90s or something, but it's like
I
when
remember
they're
Christy Yamaguchi having terrible costumes or Nancy.
They've really like come, and I remember when we were like really knee deep in figure skating, and like people were taking so much effort into like their programs and stuff and their costumes and because they were such big stars at that point that they actually had the budget. Like I'm sure we'll like learn about this in I, Tonya, but like the thing with I remember Tonya Harding is that she had like no money. She was like literally had to like get her costumes made for as like cheap as possible.
It's
and,
funny because she had those gold blades on her skate. I always thought she had money because I was like, well, she's got gold skates, so she must
always
be rich.
So Tonya always did really cool music, but I remember that one where her in the Olympics, when her lace broke and she's like, my lace broke. Her music she was dancing to was the theme to Jurassic Park.
What?
Do you remember that? She did
She
did the Jurassic Park soundtrack, so it was like kind of like violent and scary, and that was like kind of new.
Weird.
People were started using soundtracks and doing like really cool things. Yeah, figure skating's come a long way. This is not a good like representation of what like figure skating is.
A better movie is probably Blades of Glory. Good movie. We saw that in the theater.
We did.
Good times.
Oh my God.
From the male point of view, good times.
That was
But yeah,
funny.
what else you got?
Bum, 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 bum. Oh my God, I've mentioned like so much stuff. I liked how this sort of broke the mold for male figure skaters, that, you know, figure skating being a sport where you like, almost like a ballet too, where it's like so athletic, but tends to be like a sissy sport where it attracts like a lot of gay men, which is fine, but it shouldn't be that way because it's just, you know, it doesn't mean you're less of a man if you're a figure skater. So there's this scene where like Doug has to go to his brother. I guess he told his brother, he's like, I'm going away for a while. And whether he said he was going to the Merchant Marines or not, I don't know. Finally goes back to visit his brother after like months of being in this like skating compound with them and training. And he goes back and they're like, how was the Merchant Marines? And like literally the whole town is like in the bar being like, how'd it go? Blah, blah. And he's like, I wasn't in the Merchant Marines. Like, psst. Like, let's go talk outside. And he's like, what? He's like, all these people are your friends too. Like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, so I've been spending some time, figure skating. And they're like, one little old man in the back.
What'd he say? Landscape painting.
Finger painting? Did he say finger painting? So then the brother gives him like a fucking hard time about it. And it's annoying. And it's nice that he stands up and he's like, it's so hard. Like, I really like it. I'm good at it. And like they are not very accepting of him at first, right? And I think it's like a really kind of like cool that they did that. That they're like, you know what? Like, if you want to be a figure skater, you can do it. Doesn't mean you're any less of a man or person or this or that. That you're just good at it, you know? I just hate that like some sports carry that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Makes me sad.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been any more better.
I don't know if it's any better either. I couldn't tell you.
Because I don't know if many guys watch this movie other than Ryan Ferguson, so...
no, oh my God. You see all the guys that commented on this being like, best movie ever.
Okay, I forgot to check.
You're out there, guys.
Sorry, everybody else
holla back.
other than Ryan Ferguson. So, not to brag, but I used to skate.
Oh my God, this is my favorite story ever.
It's not much of a
I
story.
still sing this song all the time that was at that show. Do you remember that? When you were in the show? Or we went to the show?
I wasn't in the show.
Oh, we went to the show.
I never made it to the show. I went to
Hooray
like one.
for Hollywood?
I went to one class and I was like, well, that was fun, but really hard and I was bad at it. So I'm not doing it anymore.
So little they had to wear like helmets.
We had to wear helmets. The only move I remember doing is the teapot. You just like crouch down and like coast on your legs. In
Was
a
it
squat?
scary?
You squat?
Like skating
I
lessons?
really
What
don't
did they do?
remember. I don't remember a thing except I once had a dream during that time where I did the teapot down an entire hill and I was like, I can do it.
Sweetie, you're so cute. You really did like, Mom, you were like the one child who like, you tried everything. I remember and like, I always came and watched you. So you did ballet, you did sports, you did figure skating, you did swimming.
Oh my God. But there was like swimming lessons. It wasn't like a activity. I don't know. It was just like to learn how to swim.
Lessons at the Norseman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
my
they were
God, you were so
lessons.
cute with that little pink bathing cap. Oh my God, I remember like watching you in all these.
Also terrifying. They made me do a standing nosedive. No, thank you.
Did you do anything else? Well, you did acting and drama. Yep.
Softball or t-ball.
Yep.
Sucked at that. Couldn't even hit the t-ball. So I was like, I'm out. Also, the uniform was way too itchy. No, thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah.
You did definitely the most
No,
things.
was
So.
that-
Oh
was
my
that-
God.
I just didn't know my purpose.
You found it eventually in dance team.
What is it? Oh. Which I quit to do acting.
Right. So that was your main one.
Yeah,
at
I
the
think
end.
it was acting.
Yeah.
Then I was like, I'm not very good at this. And then I stopped.
You were so good at it.
I know. I got one bad review and I was just like off of it forever. So some bitch like wrote a blog post about how I was terrible. And I was just
Who's
like, really
that?
destroyed
In
me.
high school?
I forget her name. Kevin Doyle will know. We hated her.
What? See, it doesn't even count.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I do remember that.
doesn't have any emotion whatsoever. I was like, you know what? Juliet is a hard fucking part. That is
Oh my
hard.
God, you did so good in that.
I don't think I did
loved
great.
it.
But
Stop, you're so
Shakespeare. I just don't love Shakespeare. But I do love acting, and I should go back to
You
it.
did.
But
Do
I
some community theater. That'd be so fun.
Yeah, it might be
But anyway, so I do remember, like, specifically, we went because Andre was now doing skating lessons. We're like, let's go to our skating rink in our hometown was the Charles Moore Arena. And they did we had this thing called Rock Night, which every Friday you would go and they'd play contemporary music and you would just skate around and stuff like that. I only went once. Okay. But I remember our older sister, we used to drop her off there every fucking Friday, and she'd be wearing her champion sweatshirts. I
was terrified. The first time I went, I went once, and the rumor was that
there were so many kids.
The real bad girls, the Nauset girls, were smoking ciggies in the bathroom.
Oh, definitely.
So I was too afraid to go to the bathroom because I didn't want a Full House Stephanie Gia situation. I'm not looking to smoke.
I remember
ciggies.
the lingo.
Yep. And then if somebody came up to ask you to snowball. It was where you go in a pair and skate together. And I didn't want anyone to ask me because I didn't know how to skate. I was terrible.
So cool. But it was a cool hockey rink. We did all our hockey games. Our hockey team played there. And then we'd have little skating shows and stuff too. Anyway, so they had a skating show, and I remember we went one time. I can still remember the smell of that place.
I know, me too.
Oh, so weird.
Even though we've only been twice, I remember.
Oh, no,
for hockey games.
For hocky game, I feel like I've won birthday. I don't know. I never really skated, but there was other stuff going on there. So I remember we went, and it was so it was a skating show, so it's everyone's skating and stuff, and they had all these big group numbers and stuff. And I just remember this one that was hooray for Hollywood, and it was the Hollywood sign, and every skater had an HOLLY. Remember that? And it was this
the whole time.
Well, it was just all, I don't know, it was just some glitzy glamour, sort of old fashioned thing. But this song was hooray for Hollywood. And just all the time, that song just pops in my head, and I just remember it all the time. Hooray for Hollywood. Bizarre.
Good time.
Bizarre.
Good time.
But yeah.
Wow, this is a really good podcast.
I know.
But anyways.
This movie is really great. How do we find it? So it was tough to find streaming wise. I thought it was on Netflix, but it might have been taken off recently.
They must have just taken it off. It was either on Netflix or Hulu, and now it's gone.
But if you have a Vudu account, which is what we use to rent all of our movies, if you don't have it, you should get one. $2 a rental.
Actually, we use Amazon, so.
But we use Vudu sometimes too. We should do Vudu more because I think it's awesome. But anyway, it was free on Vudu with commercials, which was kind of odd because the movie broke at really weird places.
Edited, yeah.
But that was really cool. So free there. Otherwise, be careful because the other ones that are available are the weird sequels.
Right. If you type in The Cutting Edge and you click on a link to purchase it on Amazon, it takes you to The Cutting Edge too.
Yeah, careful.
Which is very rude.
Careful.
Amazon. Anyways, but yeah, check it out. Do check it out thing. It's great. You revisit it. You have fun.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. See the movie. Go see I, Tonya.
Yes.
We're going to see it tomorrow. I'll let you know.
So pumped.
Heard great things from a lot of our friends and fans. And I cannot wait to relive the glory days of the 90s skating world, which clearly we're way too into.
Yep.
From this podcast.
So excited. Anyways, so as usual, thank you so much for listening to us. We love you so much. You can find us on Twitter at The Sweetie Club or on Instagram at Large Marge Sent Us. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.